Hello there, welcome to Target Radio's podcast with me, Cookie. Every single week we find different people to speak to, mainly musicians, artists in the unsigned realm of music. And what we do, we have a chat with them, find out a little bit more about them, and obviously explore their music. Now, if you are listening to this on iTunes, please, if you get a chance, give us a 5-star rating if you can. And please make sure you put some comments in there as well. If we're doing something right, that's great. But if we're not doing something as good and you think we could do something better, then please do leave us a message. Let us know. And if you want anything else in the podcast, again, let us know in the comments box. That will be brilliant. Okay, stay tuned then. Today we've got a brilliant artist. Have a listen to this.
Hello, hello, and welcome to the show. Hello, 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 and welcome to the show.
So let's have fun.
Dear God in heaven, please let this show go okay, with no major boobs or goofs, or is it goofs? Please don't let me tread all over the intros of records or say a naughty word.
Now, for those of you watching in black and white, this one is in Technicolor.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Cookie Show.
We'd like to say that, in our opinion, it is not suitable for children or for those of you who may have a nervous disposition.
Good people, it is my pleasure to present to you the one and only...
Well, hello. Welcome. Target Radio here. And Cookie here, actually. And alongside me, we've got Andy Topp-Walker. Put the top back in, Andy. Hello.
Hello and good evening.
This sounding rather sexy.
Oh, thank you.
Actually, we can hear you now.
Excellent.
Wow, what was that all about last couple of weeks? We had a right nightmare of a day and a week and 2 weeks. Target Radio went down. Not in a good way either. Anyway, we're back. We're up and running. Well, at my age, anything up is better than, the running part. Well, I think I'll leave that to you, Andy. You're a lot younger than me. No, you don't do running either, do you?
I don't.
No. What's that all about, running around in circles around Hyde Park and all them sort of places? Don't get it.
I don't get it.
Oh! I think Park Life had that stitched up perfectly. It's not all about you joggers that go round and anyway, I digress. Anyway, how was your weekend? I'm talking to you lot out there now. I know what Andy was doing. Chilling.
No.
No! What was you doing then? Come on, quickly.
I was working. I was grafting.
Really? In your managerial position?
No.
No, he's defending himself now.
Not managerial this weekend.
No. You out of the boys, rolled your sleeves up and got stuck in.
Got dirty.
Good. Anyway, on tonight's show, well, we were supposed to have been here last week. We have got Maze. And they are amazing. Get it? Hashtag amazing.
Oh, I got you there.
Yeah, great. Hopefully you guys will get it as well. Hashtag amazing. You can put the ma as in maze, as in M-A-Z-E in capitals. And hashtag it. Why not? I'm going to stick myself up on Facebook very shortly. We are on all the social media sites. God help us. You'll find us Target Radio live page for presenters. That's you and I, Andy. And for listeners, that's you lot out there. We're on the Twitter at Target Radio 247. Instagram, still don't know how that really works. We're even on Tumblr. No idea.
I have no clue.
No clue at all. But hopefully you'll have a clue with this one.
Hello.
There we go. We found it. Thank you very much indeed, Andy. Hi, Ruby. How are you?
Good.
Okay, you're sounding rather loud now. Just give me some number 1, 2.
1, 2.
Okay, just stand down a little bit, please. One more.
1, 2.
A little bit higher.
1, 2.
Stand it a teeny bit. Okay, one more time, Ruby.
1, 2.
Okay, lovely. We're getting there, Andy. We're getting there. It sounded a lot better now, isn't it?
It is.
I'm really pleased. Okay, so it's happy birthday to ya. And you're going to get Ruby to do all the fabulous, famous people first. So if I point Ruby, you know what we're doing. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. So first up then, we have got...
Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, he's having his birthday today. Happy birthday, The Boss. You remember The Boss?
I remember.
Yeah,
The Boss.
Born in the USA. Great track. Legendary soul singer, took away from us in 2004. It's none other than...
Ray Charles.
Yeah, and he does the mess around, you know, and I love that track. You may have heard it on the, I think they do it for nappies, I think. I mean, what's that all about? Love a bit of Ray Charles. Okay, so who else have we got here? Who's that?
Key. Okay, I don't know.
Key, a pop singer. Happy birthday to you, Key. Look at who this is. Look, took away from us in 2014 it was.
Mickey Rooney.
It would have been his birthday today as well. Quickly, just going quite quickly through these now. Who else have we got here? You can see we actually really work very hard on this show to actually make sure that we get everything quite right. Now, it's obviously over to you guys now. So who is having a birthday today? So first up we've got... Hang on a minute, Ruby. Hang on. Let's get back to the music. There we go. Okay, so first up then we've got...
Alan Duncalf.
Happy birthday to you, Alan. And second up then we've got...
Nancy Hayden Smith.
Wow, so posh he's got a double-barrelled nail. I mean, who else would do something like that? Oh, my goodness me. Karen Burns has just come out and said, she likes our video. Video? What video? We must be on Facebook Live, Andy. Okay, let's have a look at the recent birthdays then, Ruby, quickly. So, who's that?
Mark Baxter.
Happy birthday to you, Mark. You were 57 yesterday. If you don't want me to mention your age, don't put it up. Also, 37 years old. Yeah, 37 years old. Yesterday was...
Connie Elizabeth Bond.
The name's Bond. Miss Moneypenny. Okay, and we've also got...
Ben Payne.
I'm sure he's not. 42! Also, we've got...
Paul Martin.
61. You don't look a day over 60, sir. And also we got...
Billy McCallum.
Yeah, 50 yesterday. Wow. A great age, 50, I think. Okay, who else?
Harry Harrison.
Harry Harrison. What a name. Love it. And, look, here we go. Right. Is that it now, Ruby? I think we've done all the birthdays. Oh, hang on. We've just got to say hello and good evening to Kez Bridger, who's having her birthday this coming Tuesday. We won't mention your age there, Kez, because that would be just so naughty. We can't mention our age. It's wrong, isn't it, Ruby? Yeah. Is there anyone else?
Andy Walker.
No. Andy Walker? That can't be the same one because he's a top walker.
Yeah, he is a top walker.
Yeah, he is. Wednesday, the 25th of September, our very own Andy Topp-Walker is having his 50th birthday. So there we go, sir. Happy birthday. Hang on. Under my magic desk of tricks, we've also got a little something for you there as well. Oh, wow. There we go. And I think a nice big round of applause for Andy! He's all embarrassed now. There you go, zoom in on the embarrassed person. And let's all sing Happy Birthday to you. It's a good job I'm a DJ and not a... yes, okay. Now, there was a new feature. I actually asked Andy for 4 of his favourite songs to play. I said it's for a new feature. It was a new feature. It's his birthday. So we're going to do those 4 for you right now. 4 of Andy's favourites. Yes, you are tuned in to Target Radio. We're playing some of the birthday boys. I know it's not your birthday till Wednesday, Andy, but we thought we'd do this right now for you. You had no idea, did you?
I had no idea. Thank you so very much.
Oh, he was so shocked. Check us out on the video on Facebook as well. You'll find it absolutely plastered everywhere now. And Nikki, your your lovely wife, I think it was right the first time, long-suffering wife of yours is happily sharing as we speak amongst other people. Please, if you come across the video of us just talking to Andy and celebrating his birthday for Wednesday, just remind everyone how old you are again.
I'm going to be 50.
It's a great number. Do I know anything about 50? I'm not telling. Oh, was another one of your favourites here. It's a secret affair now. This is a US remix version. Yeah, one that was remixed and issued in America. Yeah, I don't know if there's any difference. It's my world. Honestly, Andy, stop picking your nose. And if you just come on to Target Radio, you're late. Check out the video. It's on all the social media sites now. Target Radio live page for presenters and listeners. It's on Mods and More, which is Andy, along with Nicky J. Topp-Walker's creation. A brilliant site as well. Go and visit that one. The video's on there. And you can actually see Andy being surprised for his 50th birthday, which actually happens this coming Wednesday. Doesn't it, Andy?
It does.
And then Nikki, not happy birthday, love, or anything like that. Stop picking your nose. He didn't know he was actually being videoed at the time. He's still doing it right now. Honestly, he's got it halfway up his nostril. Goodness me. Is that what window fitters do then in between?
Window installers.
Oh, sorry. Window installers.
That is what they do, yeah.
Is it? Right, I've got a right big one here. Sorry if you're having your dinner. Dinner or tea, I have no idea. With me now, I've got Andy Topp-Walker, who's helping with the March of the Mods, which is Saturday the 21st of March, 2020, so that's next year. Kick-starting off at 1 o'clock all the way through till 1 a.m. Andy, 12 hours, mate. That's a long time.
12 hours of wonderful music.
It's going to be wonderful music. So who's appearing on March of the Mods 2020 at the Holroyd Arms? That's in Guildford.
It's in Guildford, and I'm pleased to announce that from the Chords UK, we actually have Chris Pope.
Wow.
And he's going to be doing an acoustic set for us.
Okay, that sounds good.
We also have The Aim, The Spirals, The Sonics.
Who else we got?
Then we've got The Modern Apes. And then we're followed by, it's great to announce that the Trojan Beats are actually going to be there as well. We also have the 48Ks.
That is a great band.
Absolutely. So looking forward to hearing them.
Fantastic.
Them. A new up-and-coming young band called the Lightscopes.
And anything else?
And then we're having a bit of a Q&A session going
Question
on.
and answers, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. With modzines.
Ah, now, is that something to do with one Eddie Pillar?
I believe it is.
Wow. Now, we're going to be asking questions to Eddie?
No, I believe he's going to be asking the questions to some very special guests.
Oh, the great Eddie Pillar live on the stage area of March of the Mods 2020, and that's on the 21st of March at the Holroyd Arms. Target Radio, we're going to be recording the whole event live. Brilliant. And how do we get tickets, please?
You can, if you go on to Mods and More, we've got an advert going up there. Just click on the link and that takes you directly into the tickets.
Brilliant.
You can also do the same, obviously, here on Target Radio. Click onto the link, take you directly into the tickets. And then also on most of the great Facebook pages that are out there that have actually offered to promote this great cause.
That is fantastic. Brilliant stuff. And how much does the tickets cost?
The tickets are £10 in advance. And if you're lucky enough to turn up on the day and there are still availability, it's £15 on the door.
Brilliant. Excellent. Right, okay, so that's March of the Mods, Saturday the 21st of March 2020. Kick starts at 1 p.m. Don't be late.
Don't be late.
Okay, and you're going to look great. Bring a change of clothes because we're going to get hot and sweaty in there. Going right the way through till 1 o'clock in the morning. Do you think you can do 12 hours? So... now, you've got a choice. You can have the MPVs and turning my heartbeat up, or you can have the soundtrack to He-Man. Which one would you like? He-Man. Right, okay. Oh, I'm only joking. There we are. Can you feel it? And that is Maze. And hopefully, which will be rather amazing now, if you've got Gary Davies on the other end of this phone. Hello.
Hello.
There he is! Hooray!
We got there.
We got there in the end. I'm just going to turn you up a little bit more and turn us down a little bit. So we got Gary Davies on the other end of the phone now. Hi, Gary. How are you?
How you doing? You all right? Not bad, thank you.
Brilliant, brilliant. And Andy, say hello to Gary.
Evening, Gary. How you doing, fella?
How you doing? Hello, mate. You all right?
Yeah, good. I'm sorry we messed you about there for a bit. We had a bit of technical issues, but I think we've got it sorted now.
I think so too, indeed. So,
No problems.
what have you been doing today then, Gary?
Working.
Oh, right, okay. And is that a rock and roll lifestyle, or is that an ordinary job?
Unfortunately, I wish it was a rock and roll lifestyle, mate. But no, it's an ordinary job. I work up London for a law firm.
All right, okay. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go up into the big smoke. It's not really
Yeah,
smoky there
that's right.
anymore now, is it? You know, it's just stationary traffic and lots of cyclists, really. And I mean,
Yeah, a lot of coffee shops.
a lot of coffee shop and nail bars. What's that all about?
Absolutely, yeah.
Have you ever had your nails done? That's a question that has come through one of our listeners. Honestly, have you ever had your nails done?
No.
No, good answer.
No, you're a man's man. Andy has. He's getting his done on Wednesday for his birthday.
Birthday, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's if they can retract it from his nostril. Have you seen the video yet? Have a look on Facebook if you haven't. We surprised Andy a little earlier in the show because we do a birthday section with my daughter who's just 10, and we surprised Andy with a little drinky poo and a card and everything. So he's celebrating his 50th this coming Wednesday, and he's so humbled.
Thank you.
So let's get on to things in hand then. So you're one half of Maze. Tell us a little bit about Maze and how you got your name, and most importantly, what sort of drove you to sort of like starting producing music?
Well, basically, when I left the theme about 3 years ago, I left it to, just to sort myself outside of music and get a new job and everything. But
Yeah.
I didn't really want to leave music fully. I just didn't want to, the full 100% commitment like being in a band. It just took up too much of the time.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, obviously, Paul, amazing songwriter. He's got so many songs, and I think it was basically just a case of keeping in touch with Paul. And Paul was like, "Why don't we do something on our own? Just in our own time. None of that kind of, the stress of being in a band and all the full-time commitment of just do it when we want and when we can." So it just kind of took off from there.
All right, okay.
So it's a case of, I got myself sorted out, got myself a new job, and then I was a bit more happy with myself, and the music sort of quietly came back into my life. Obviously with the help from Paul, you know what I mean. So
indeed, yeah.
So we just and first we've done a couple of little demos and that, and then we started to get a bit of interest, and then it kind of took off from there. So
yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, obviously, here at Target Radio, we champion most, if not all, unsigned sort of bands and artists, and people have come really from zero to hero, in the space of whatever time limits, are in place. But what would you say your genre of music is?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'd say indie. Probably indie because a lot of the influences like the 90s, but obviously I wouldn't call that a genre. That's more of a decade of time, and like the Britpop sort of thing, But I mean, my personal love is the Britpop, the 90s. If it wasn't for the 90s, I wouldn't be talking to you now. So.
Well, how rude.
I
know exactly what you mean. No worries at all, Gary.
So, but yeah, I mean, I suppose genre, I'd say indie or rock, or I don't know, probably indie, I think. Yeah,
it's got that sort of indie sound to it. I mean, obviously, it's it's got your drums, it's got your guitars, it's obviously got some really good vocals there as well, and some clever writing. So, you've pretty much got the whole package down there. Now, I'm going to pass you over to Andy, because I know he's got his phone out, he writes all of these questions down.
No, I haven't.
Have you not done it this time?
I haven't done it this time.
He's getting a seasoned presenter over there now, so hand you over to Andy now. Over to you, Andy.
Thank you. First of all, Gary, thank you very much for joining us this evening, and sorry about the fact that we couldn't get you on last week because of a couple of issues, but we've got over them now. So to move on, fella, how did you and Paul first meet?
We worked together about 20 years ago. I was about 19. Paul was a couple of years older than me, and we started working together locally, and in a place. Well, I don't know if you know, like South London. So
yeah.
That's how we met. I went on to another job. I started to work up the city, but we just always kept in touch. So, you know. But that's how we met. A little like a printer sort of firm about 20 years ago.
Okay. So how did you realise you had a common interest in music?
Well, we always like. I mean, during that time, you know, the late 90s, you had, you know, the Britpop thing was sort of still, you know, you had all them bands like Oasis and that, and so obviously, just talking when albums would come out with, you know, did you get this album? Did you get that album? You know what I mean? So I think Paul was doing sort of cover band stuff anyway in bands anyway. So you know, the conversation was either football or music. You know what I mean? So you know.
Excellent. So your new EP, we need to speak about this because it's huge. It's gone mental already out there.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
So, are you involved in the writing as well as Paul?
Not on the EP. When we first come out with Maze, I actually wrote my first song, which we brought out about 2 years ago called Groundhog Day. But the EP is all Paul's writing. Yeah, all Paul. Yeah.
So can you tell us what the story is behind Can You Feel It?
To be honest, no, I can't. Because obviously Paul wrote it. But I think Paul's had these songs for, you know, I think Paul's been writing songs for years. And we actually first tried this Can You Feel It when I was in the theme. I think we was in the studio one night and we had a little go of it, but it never materialised in the theme. And then so Paul just sort of like, you know, tucked it away for a rainy day.
Kept hold of it.
And then with Maze, he kind of brought out the water again. I always remembered it. So Paul sort of like, you know, just bring it back out. You know what I mean? So you know, I actually when it comes to the writing of the songs, I don't know. I mean, you know, Paul just seems to Paul can sneeze and the song will come out. He's just that good. You know what I mean? So
and he sneezes very well then.
He does indeed. Yeah, indeed. Perhaps you could write a song about Andy's finger disappearing up his nostril. That would be great.
Yeah, thank you.
I won't let that go now. I won't let it go. Go on. Sorry.
So Gary, when's your next gig? Where are you gigging next?
I think it's going to be a New Cross in South London, end of October. Around about October the 31st, something like that.
That's near Deptford, isn't it?
Yeah, not far from Deptford.
Yeah,
not far, just down the road. It's I think in the next few months, because the EP's it's done so well. I mean, I didn't realise how well it was going to do, because obviously it was just me and Paul writing the songs Paul writing the songs and then bringing them out. But the attention we've had the last 2 or 3 weeks has just gone crazy. So, and because it was just purely and simple, just a recording project, it was just bringing songs out and then taking them out there. But where it's gone so well, I think the next stage is now is to talk about gigging. So,
well, how do you feel about that? If you don't mind jumping in there, Gary, how do you feel about sort of performing your stuff in front of people?
Well, I mean, like we done the London March of the Mods back in March, and that was supposed to be a one-off gig, and that's how we got the other 3 lads involved, because we were supposed to do it acoustically, but you know, I think the song, as you hear, the songs are so powerful. I don't think he'd done justice by doing an acoustic on a gig. So we got the other 3 lads involved, but we did say to the lads, you know, it's just a one-off gig. They learnt the songs, but they really enjoyed it, and then they got involved in recording it. Whereas if it comes to gigging on, you know, a bit more regularly, that's something we have to all sit down and talk about, because again, it was only supposed to be an EP, a gig at the Raw Rats, and then an EP. But I think it's gone so well now that I think now we're going to have to sit down and get together and. Well, I mean, I'm in 3 years ago when I left the thing. I was in my old job. I was in a bit of I wasn't in a good place, sort of thing. But now things have sort of settled down for me. I'm a new job and that, and I think I'm singing better personally because I'm happier. You know what I mean? So personally, I think I'd like to start gigging again. Soon. So hopefully.
Well, it's all about reinventing, isn't it? I mean, a lot of singers go for a dry patch, and obviously they, it's all about self-doubt and things like that. You really strive to go forward, really, with the critiques out there. If you're doing something right, a few people will tell you. If you're doing something dreadful, everyone will tell you. So, from an artist's point of view, and I mean, obviously I'm not a singer, I'm not a songwriter, Oh my goodness me! Can you imagine that? It'd take all day to sing one song. But no, generally with musicians, I found that you're only as good as your last song, and you've got 4 blinders here. I mean, they are, and just to mirror what Andy said, they are 4 fantastic tracks. And I know, obviously, with Paul doing the writing, you doing obviously the singing. It's a match made in harmony, I think, personally.
Absolutely.
You mentioned the guys. Can we do a little name check for the guys? It's only fair and fitting that, rather than being the guys, who's actually on each of these tracks then? Name them, Shane, come on.
I mean, the bass player is Lee, who is actually Paul's cousin. So Lee was actually playing with Paul in covers bands 20 years ago. So Lee's sort of been thereabouts anyway.
Yeah.
The other two lads was one of them's a solicitor at my firm, and I was just chatting to him one day about this music thing. He said, "Oh, I play the drums," and he came down.
Oh wow!
So Jack, so Jack got involved, and then it was, and then it turns out that him and his friend called Sam, who turned out just them two, just kind of sometimes they have little jams by themselves. And I said, "Well, why don't you get Sam involved?" So Sam, Jack, and Lee, got involved, and apart from Lee, I don't think the other two have ever done anything like this when it comes to recording. They've never done that before. I don't think they even gigged. They've never been in bands before. This is their first taste of it. So they, but the other 3 lads got involved, and Jack, Lee, and Sam they've been fantastic. You know what I mean? So they've really enjoyed every moment of it.
There we go.
Again, because of their jobs now, whether they can. That's why we need to sit down and talk about the next bit, because whether they can sit down and whether they can go on the next level now, it will be to gig. So,
well, absolutely, yeah.
We need to talk about.
I mean, it's obviously getting your diaries together and things like that, and obviously, all got outside interests. I.e., we all got to sort of like work and put money on the table, etc. And obviously, it's difficult. I mean, no one's going to be a millionaire these days. Unfortunately, if you are now sitting in front of a mirror with your hairbrush, singing and thinking you're going to be the next sort of I don't know, whatever, it just does not happen like that anymore. Unfortunately, because of the demise of the sort of record sales and things like that. Everything now is sort of downloadable, on iTunes, Spotify, and all of those sorts of things. So obviously making money from something that you do, like with music, it's more passion than, money nowadays. And,
absolutely.
You do it because you love to do it, not because you need to do it. You do it because you want to do it. And that's that's why I exist, not me personally, but, the Target Radio brand exists here, for groups such as yourself, just to give you a bit more, a wider audience, where you wouldn't naturally, get it in the King's Head down in Deptford or wherever it is. You're going to get a few people there going, "Oh, I like this, yeah, great." And, next morning, it's like, "Oh, was that band? Oh, I can't remember." It does happen, unfortunately, so, with your music, it goes on forever. I can play it every single week. I can put it onto the playlist. It will play on a loop. People will get to know your music. And it's fantastic. It's different. And you say you've got an indie feel, it's got a 90s sort of Britpop to it, but I think it goes deeper than that as well. And obviously we need to speak to Paul as well. Hopefully one day, next time we'll get the both of you guys, and maybe get you guys down here as well, and maybe have a little acoustic go or something like that. We'll try and do something for the new year.
That could be a plan.
There's a plan in action there. Andy's cogs are working as we speak. I can see them; they're clicking there. Oh my goodness me! So you mentioned football. Obviously, right earlier, Andy didn't pick up on that. I did. What's your football team? Who do you support?
Oh, really?
I'm a Millwall fan.
Ah, I knew it. I knew it.
There had to be a line.
He had to be a line there, didn't he? Hey. Oh my goodness me! Do you go to a lot of their matches now, or is it more of an armchair?
Yeah. I go.
Oh, you still go?
I've got a season ticket, so I go. Yeah, I got a season ticket. Yeah.
Wow. And what about Paul? Who's you support?
Paul's a Palace fan.
Oh right, okay. So you're same sort of neck of the woods then.
Yeah. Like I say, that's a bit of a rivalry there. But,
different ends of the pitches, but you are in the same neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Oh, marvellous. So, football and music is your two sort of loves, okay. If you weren't doing music, what else would you be doing?
Well, I suppose... I'm just going out and getting... No, I can't say that.
Yeah, no, you can't say that, no. Live on the wireless, people are listening, little ears, yes, that's
steady.
That's it. Enjoying
And I
the
started going to football
liquid beverages from your local
Yeah, the
establishment.
liquid- yeah.
The ones that
Yeah,
keep
local,
closing down.
yeah.
That's the ones. So you are doing something more than just obviously getting pleasantly drinking. Right, okie dokie. So tell us a little bit about your sort of musical influences. Who's sort of like, you know, obviously growing up, who did you want to be, or who did you want to be like, you know, as in like a pop group or a star?
It's got the Oasis. The Oasis are absolute. You know, to me, they changed my life. I actually still remember the day I was with my mates. I was about 12, 13 years old, and his older brother had definitely maybe on and cigarettes and alcohol. And I wasn't even into music.
What?
It was just, I was when I was a youngster, I wasn't into music. It was football. And it was just football, and I was playing it, I was watching it, I was refereeing it, everything was about football, and then Oasis come out, and then from the age of about 13, you know, the next 2 or 3 years, I was getting into bands like the Stone Roses, Charlatans, all that, you know, and then that kind of stuff delve you into older stuff, you know, like the Jam.
Well, yeah, that's the good thing about music is, I mean, obviously, you can't go forwards with music, especially if you haven't heard it yet, and obviously if it's not been released, but it gives you a vast sort of back catalogue of different artists and music as well, so, you can then start delving in, and it's so much easier now than it was back in the 90s, you know, obviously with internet and everything else. You can go back and start experiencing and exploring different bands and artists, you know.
You know, like, for instance, you had this thing there, you know, like, when Oasis first come out, you know, their critics were saying about Beatles this and Beatles that. I didn't know nothing about the Beatles, so the critic, you know, people saying about this Beatles thing made me start listening to the Beatles. Yeah. So, you know, then I started living. Then as you get older, like the bit of the, you know, you see things like the mod thing, and so I started listening to the Who, the Kinks. Yeah. You know, but basically it all sort of stemmed from Oasis. Oasis kind of, you know.
That was your sort of stepping stone into the musical sort of genre of, you know, where we are now, where we are today. So you owe everything to the Gallaghers, really. I'm sure they'll love you for it individually, because obviously not together. Do you know, this year is 10 years since Noel walked out? Yes. 10 years. Yeah. My goodness, 10 years, I can't even remember what I had for breakfast yesterday, let alone 10 years ago. It doesn't seem possible 10 years ago that Oasis, boom, and never to be... Apparently, though, I think things are starting to look a little better. I'm not saying there's a reunion on the cards. I don't think it will happen. However... I think that one of the brothers is going to the other brother's wedding, but I think it's on the sort of like, I think one of the, I think the mum has got himself involved. Like, you're going to the wedding. Well, I can't do a Mancunian accent, but you're going to the wedding, right? That sounded more Australian. I'm giving it up now. But apparently, one's been ordered to go to the other's wedding, so there we are. But I think that's as far as reunited as they're going to be. They're going to be at a wedding together. That should be.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see it myself.
I don't think they should. I mean, yes, the way it sort of like all fell apart and exploded, and they were at the top. But then, didn't that happen to the Jam? I mean, all right, I mean, there wasn't sort of the public explosion. I do know that, you know, there was bad feeling left on people's, tongues and things like that after the Jam split. But as Paul Weller went on to say, he says, we quit while we were ahead. We quit at the top. There's no point in quitting when you're at the bottom, because no one's going to remember you. Yeah. So everyone remembers Oasis. And that's where you are today. That's why we're talking, because of Oasis, you know, and they did really stop. I think it was a full stop, really, rather than an announcement that we're going to stop. We just walked off the stage, for goodness sake. But it's all rock and roll.
Absolutely.
Oh, dear. Okay, over to you, Andy. I think you might have another question or two.
I do have another question. As we're going to stay with the Britpop. Now, obviously, there's some great tracks out there. So, if you had written one of them, which one would it have been?
Oh, good question.
Oh, I do love a song called "Slight Return" by the Blue Tones.
Say again. Sorry, you broke up on me.
Sorry, a song called "Slight Return" by the Blue Tones.
Okay, yeah. And why would you have wished you'd written that one?
I just think that if you listen to the harmonies, are just, you know, it's just amazing. So I mean, it's one of them songs I listen to, and it's in my head all day. You know what I mean? So, you know,
guess what?
It's in my head all day. You know.
Let's going to be in your head again now. I love this. I love this track. It's a really nice sort of easy-going sort of track, but it's definitely got that Britpop flavour running through it there. So we'll put that in the background while Andy carries on with his other question or two.
Well, just listening to that track, would this be if you were gigging, would you cover this?
It's strange. I've never done any covers. In all the gigs we've done, I think at first we was too worried to do covers in case we got kind of pigeonholed in a sort of, but it's strange. If I had my choice to cover a song on stage, it'd probably be something like the Riverboat song by Ocean Colour Scene or something like that,
yeah.
Or the Circle, Ocean Colour Scene.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to keep playing all these tracks you keep mentioning.
No, I think you've actually been quite brave there, because you're saying that you didn't want to cover because you didn't want to put it into a pigeonhole. So you've made your own nest, and you've gone in a similar direction, but you spread your wings from it. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, I think we always try to, you're not scared to try new things. You know what I mean? But you kind of, it's like, not scared to try new things, but always try and keep to your, where it came from in the first place. Keep to your roots, I suppose. I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
I suppose when you're doing covers and everything, you really got to nail them. That's the thing. I mean, I've spoken to a lot of bands in the past. Some do a lot of covers, some do, a few covers. What I've got from most bands are that do, the odd cover or a few covers, or maybe they just do all covers, like Lord John, for instance. They've really got to nail them, because the public really want to make sure that, you're doing it in your own way. You're putting your own sort of a stamp on it, your own approval to a point. But you've still got to nail it. And that puts a lot of pressure on you guys. Yeah,
I've been to gigs, or I've played at gigs and watched other bands, and they could do 10 songs, but if they I've heard people walk away saying that cover was rubbish, and it kind of ruined their set, even though they've done 9 other songs of their own.
Exactly, yeah.
But
that goes back to what I was saying, If you're doing something right, a few people will tell you. If you're doing something wrong, everyone is going to get on that bandwagon, rubbish, and start throwing the old pieces of fruit at you and things like that, or maybe even a beer bottle. Preferably beer bottles have not been opened. That's even better.
No, of course, that'd be better.
But yeah, I mean, with covers, it can be really good, or they can be really bad. Yeah. But the major thing is, a cover will keep people entertained, especially if they don't know your music. And that, again, is, I'm not going to hark on about Target Radio again, but that is why now we've spoken to you guys, or obviously yourself, and we will speak to Paul at a later stage as well, obviously getting to the songwriting side of things. We will now start, getting this EP really out there and start playing this, playing the wheels off. We're playing the grooves out of the EP, definitely.
No, thank you.
Thank you. It's brilliant.
A lot of bands like us, you got to, we're very grateful. We are. I mean, people like yourselves, you're saying about the bands, they get their way money and that, but it's people like you as well. I mean, it kind of, we kind of go together. You know what I mean? Yeah. So. It's a lot of bands who ain't got the money to, obviously, for the PR sort of side of things, then you have to be grateful for anything. So anything.
Well, absolutely, What's that? Checks in the post? Okay, thank you. No, I'm joking. No, we do it because we love doing this. I mean, with the radio station itself, we don't look for advertisement at the moment. We don't need to. Andy does it because he loves doing this sort of, with the music and everything. He loves the music, as I do. The radio side of things, I'd like it to sort of like be profitable, but I enjoy doing this. I put myself under immense pressure every single day, trying to make sure that I'm bringing to the audience a good wide range of music, and a lot of music that no one's ever heard of before. It's from guys like yourself. And the only way people are going to get to know about Maze is by listening to your music.
Absolutely,
It's a simple process, but it's a blooming hard one,
Yeah, absolutely.
You've gone out and bought an album from one of your favourite artists, okay, and you've gone straight to that track that you've heard in the charts, okay. Let's go back to the 90s for a minute, and let's go literally with Oasis. You bought the album from Oasis, and a lot of people have gone, I really love that first track, brilliant. And then you sort of listen to the rest of the album, but you go back to the first track again and play that, then you play it again, then you play it again. And all of a sudden, you might sit there one day and you think, right, I've got an hour to kill, I'm going to listen to this track. And then you start thinking, oh, actually quite like that third track. And
Yeah,
that's how an
yeah.
album builds, but it doesn't build overnight.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I think you've done the right thing
Absolutely.
by, issuing or releasing, I should say, an EP. Give them a taster. Give them a sort of half an album. That's what an EP really is. Just slightly less than half an album. And an EP really starts sort of like, opening doors. And, it's opening the door with us. We love it here, don't we, Andy?
Absolutely love it.
Yeah,
You know,
thank you.
I mean, I love Groundhog Day anyway. I mean, I remember that when it was a couple of years ago now, when it was first
Yeah, so
come
that was
out.
the first ever. I've only ever written one song in my life, and that was it.
And
So,
it's a brilliant
you know,
song, and I just played a little bit
Yeah.
of that in the background. I don't know if you heard that one. It might have been a bit difficult for you to hear that, but
I can't really hear you.
yeah, I just played a little bit of that in the background just before you mentioned the other song. And I love that one. It's one of my go-to songs, especially when it comes down to sort of unsigned bands and artists. Groundhog Day really sits in there lovely. But the EP, I think, it equally is good. I have obviously the added advantage of listening to some of this great music before it's actually officially released. So, how do we get your EP? Tell everyone where we could get hold of your EP. Does it cost anything, or are we charging for it?
Well, we've obviously got iTunes and Spotify, and we do have like a CD by PayPal, Maze Music UK at hotmail.com, I think it is. So yeah, that's all we can do really. But,
Yes.
iTunes, Spotify, and we do have like CDs through. Obviously we got like a Facebook page, so people can go on the Facebook page and get details from that kind of thing. This is another reason why we probably have to start gigging as well. To get the EP out there as well, because obviously live music.
Well, absolutely. I mean, obviously, I've just gone onto your Facebook page here now, which is at Maze Music UK, as you rightly said. And obviously, all your links are on there, as we were talking about. Now, you're followed or liked by 2,367 people, which is rather good. I'm going to see if I can get that up to maybe the 3,000 mark in the next week or so. So I'm actually going to share that very shortly with all my guys, and I think Mods and More are going to do something as well.
Absolutely.
We'll see if we can get that up to about 3,000, and then obviously we're just going to have to force you guys out there on the road and start gigging. That's what we're going to do. So we'll do you a favour. You've got to do us a favour by performing it all live. There we go. So Maze on Facebook, please visit them, give their page a little thumbs up. It doesn't cost anything to like something, and literally it takes one little click of your mouse or keyboard or whatever the case may be, track thing, whatever you call it on a, what I mean. Yeah, get your mouse and click like. Okay, look for their little bits and pieces. There are some fantastic pictures on there. Hang on, is there a picture of Ben Champis on there from EastEnders? Yes.
Oh yeah. I've met Ben a few times lately. He DJ'd at the War gig, and he really, obviously he really enjoyed it. So we sort of kept in touch. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
he's a nice fella actually. I met him a couple of years ago now in Brighton, and met him up last year as well in Brighton, and the
last time I seen him was in Brighton a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he's a lovely fella. Always wears the same hat, and I said to him, do you ever take that off? He says, no, I even shower with it. It's shower proof. I asked the real journalistic questions. So, what's next for you guys then? Obviously, we've talked about gigging. Have you got anything new in the pipeline? I know this is brand new anyway, but have you got anything else sort of on the back burner there?
Yeah, we're looking at doing an acoustic EP. Obviously, because it started off as me and Paul doing acoustic anyway.
Yes.
Paul's already given me demos of at least 10 songs, so we've definitely got stuff in the pipeline. Like I say, acoustic stuff. One-off singles, I think we're going to come out definitely before Christmas, I think. So
lovely.
Recording wise, it looks like.
He's mentioned that C word, Andy. He mentioned Christmas again. For goodness' sake, it's a long way off. Yeah, come on.
100 days apparently, isn't it, or something?
That's it is. I'm not
ready.
ready.
3 months on Wednesday.
I'm not ready. 3 months on Wednesday.
Mate, Christmas Eve for me, mate. That's it. Shopping, Christmas Eve, boots. That's it.
Oh, for goodness' sake, I'm not ready yet. I've not even bought a single card. Honestly, I'm always ill prepared. In fact, I've got it really cushy here. I've only have to buy one present.
Why?
For the wife. That's it. She does the rest.
Okay.
because I am absolutely rubbish when it comes to buying presents. I mean, obviously, I said to her, "Can I get you a new ironing board or something?" And she said, "Did you dare?" I went, "I don't know." No. Honestly, it was either that or a new iron. She goes, "I'll hit you with the iron." I don't know, mate. Honestly, what's all that about? So, we're not going to talk about Christmas. That's enough. Let's talk about Easter instead. So, I think New Year. Let's get the New Year and Christmas and all of that stuff out of the way. And I think we should invite Maze down here.
Well, I think they might be. I think they're coming down soon.
Oh, right.
Well, I say soon. I think I think they're certainly coming down for June next year.
Oh, right, okay. Well, say no more at the moment. Say no more at the moment. He's got that cogwheel going again, honestly. Right, so what we're going to do, okay, we're going to play the other 3 of your songs. So we've got Heading Out of Nowhere. I Need Someone, and Time Is on Our Side. Okay, those are the other 3. We played obviously the first one before we finally got hold of you, Gary. Now, one other question I'd like to ask you. Now, you're obviously of an age where you might remember another Gary Davies. Is that right?
Was he the Top of the Pops fella?
He's the Top of the Pops fella. He's on another radio station. Yeah, did you get ridiculed for that? Ooh, Gary Davies.
I did, but I didn't know who he was at the time. That's how I sort of know.
Do you know, I was frantically looking for that jingle to see if I can get hold of it to play it for you. I will try, and if I can, I will play it for you in the future weeks. So you'll have to stay tuned to Target Radio to hear this jingle, because it is absolutely marvellous. Honestly, it really is. Okay, so have we left anything out? Is anyone that we haven't mentioned yet? What about, I don't know, your next door neighbour, for instance, or something?
No, I don't think so.
My next door neighbour?
Yeah, we can mention him or her if you like. No? Okay.
No. We don't need to go there.
No, not at all. Not at all. Brilliant. Okay, so what I would like you to do then is introduce the EP, tell everyone again where we can purchase it, and all the great places where we can download it as well. So over to you then, please. Ooh, Gary Davies.
Okay, the Maze is the band, the new EP from Start to Perfection. You can get it from iTunes, Spotify. We have a Facebook page, and you can buy PayPal, buy the CD, Maze Music UK at hotmail.com.
Perfect, and it is amazing. We'll put the hashtag in front of that as well. I love that. That is absolutely beautiful. And one other question I need to ask you, Gary, quickly. How much does it cost? I forgot to ask you.
Oh, sorry, it's a £5.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, for goodness sake, you could have got at least twice that, 'cause there is some really good stuff on there. That is a bargain, isn't it, Andy?
Absolutely.
A £5 for 4 brilliant songs. You know what I mean? That's unbelievable. It's £1.25 a song. They're worth more than that. Right, okay, we're going to push that for you in the next coming weeks and months here at Target Radio. Gary, you've been a star, my friend.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me anyway.
No, you're more than welcome. Thanks for dropping by and jumping on our station here, our little old radio station. It's been amazing. Get it? Amazing.
Well, you did it again.
Done it again,
you
yeah.
Legend.
So what I want you to do, okay, we're going to give you another little job now. I want you to use your best radio DJ voice and introduce one of your tracks called Heading Out of Nowhere, please, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, this is Maze, and this is called Heading Out of Nowhere.
You can't say no fairer than that. Absolutely brilliant. Thanks ever so much indeed, Gary. You take care.
Take care. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Cheers,
Take care, Gary. Cheers, fella.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye. There we go. Oh, I've just cut him off. Let's play that track, shall we? Ow. I'll just stick my elbow on the microphone. Oh, wasn't he really nice?
Brilliant.
He's a lovely fella. And he was just saying you met him in Brighton.
Yeah, I didn't realise at the time.
Oh, for goodness sake, what are you like? Okay, I just want to mention Target Radio live page for presenters and listeners. Guess how many members we've got now?
Go on, you say it.
899. Wow. So we're just waiting for one more person to, hopefully before 8 o'clock this evening, will want to join our little, our little Facebook group. It is little. It's a little one. It's always going to remain little because we like little. Okay, just to let you know, next week, okay, we do plan these things ahead. about 30 seconds ago. I just spoke to Mike Thompson via Messenger. And Mike's better. He's feeling a lot better, I know.
Excellent.
And he's got a brand new band. We'll tell you more about that next week as we're going to phone him up. And he's our special guest here on Target Radio. And hopefully I might try and twist his arm and for him to come back maybe on a monthly basis and do a great Beatleology show as well. Who knows? He's probably tuned in now and thinking, not on your life. It's too stressful before. Well, we'll see. And, well, I'll tell you what a great show. We ended up getting Gary Davies from Amaze Zing.
Amazing.
Oh, it was an amazing interview. Thank you very much indeed once again. And we're going to finish off the show then before we hand over all the way over into America with Angie Doran with the Cat Beast Party at 8 o'clock. We're going to put this on. This is again Maze from their EP. Go and buy it on Facebook. And, and all the other places that you can download it from as well. There's CDs, there's hard copies as well. Go and buy one. Go on. £5. It's nothing, is it?
Nothing at all.
No, absolutely. Don't forget, next week, Mike Thompson is on from about 6:30, so make sure you tune in from there. And I Need Someone.
Go on.
No, it's called I Need Someone from Maze. Okay, say bye-bye, Andy.
Bye-bye, Andy.